So another question that I get asked a lot is about U visa processing times. Now, a U visa is for victims of serious crimes in the United States that were helpful to law enforcement. It's basically to encourage somebody who is undocumented or perhaps running out of their status that it's to encourage them to report crimes to law enforcement and work with law enforcement instead of viewing law enforcement as the enemy per se. So one of the problems with U visas is that there are only 10,000 U visas issued a year, and right now there are over 100,000 people waiting in line for their U visa, and it's getting really long. Years ago, back in 2012, 13, you could have had a U visa in maybe a year or two, whereas now it's looking like any kind of new U visas that are submitted will be subject to at least a 7-year wait. For example, U visas that I submitted in early 2015 are just now going up for review with the Vermont Service Center. And so those people might have what is called deferred action, sort of like DACA, meaning you get work authorization and you're allowed to stay here, you won't get removed by ICE. So those people are in line next to get deferred action. That does not even mean that they will get their U visa yet. They have to wait for a U visa to become available. And like I said, it's a really long wait right now. They could have theirs in a couple of years. Whereas now, I'm telling people whose U visas I'm submitting now to expect probably around a 7-year wait before they get any kind of deferred action or work authorization. That being said, it's still a great thing to have a U visa in process. If you were to get picked up by ICE, for example, and put in removal proceedings, there's always a chance that having a pending U visa could allow you to remain here and have the judge close your case out until your U visa application is decided. So even though there's a really long wait, it's still one of the only ways for people to get status here that don't have any family connections. So a U visa is a great program. It just requires quite a lot of patience. If you've got any questions, let us know. We can kind of try and walk you through the process. Again, these are just predictions. It could be less time. The Congress could issue more U visa numbers. We never know how it's going to happen. So right now, my 7-year prediction is that it is just a prediction. I really have no idea how long it will take for somebody to get their U visa. I just know that it requires patience, and that even though it's going to take a long time, it's still a good idea to do.